Hi guys, this is Rio Ferdinand presents 5, and next in the locker room is my old teammate from Manchester United, Javier, Chicharito, Hernandez. Let's get going. Hernandez here in the house. How you doing, man?
There you go. Hey bro, very good.
This guy was born and raised in Mexico. He became a professional footballer at 15 years old. Mexico's leading all-time goal scorer, discovered in Mexico at Guadalajara, played for Man United, Real Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, West Ham, Sevilla, and now LA Galaxy. This guy's on fire. He's the man.
Thanks, bro, for that introduction. That's amazing.
Well, Chicha, let me take you back. So you talked about playing in Mexico as a young kid. Then all of a sudden you had a chance, an opportunity to come to Europe, to Manchester United.
You can explain it because it was completely like this kind of stories, you know, from nothing to just knowing that Jim Lawler come to Mexico, that he wants to meet me, and he was like, suddenly,
just to clarify, Jim Lawler was like one of the main scouts of Man United when we were there. Like, Sir Alex Ferguson trusted him implicitly.
So then my dad gave me the card, a card with the Jim Lawler information and the Man United badge, and he said, yeah, we need to go now to have a meeting with a guy because this team wants you. Imagine, Rio. It was, and then when I went to the airport and when I landed in Manchester. And when I was in England, it was my second time because I went to a tournament when I was 17 years old. In that moment, Rio, I realized like, wow, like it's happening. It's happening. It's on, man. It's like on. It's on. Like bring it up, you know. We started speaking in a way. Slowly, I started practice my English with him. I understand everything. I told him straight away, like my terms, like, don't worry. I know. I mean, I'm not earning nothing here. I could go and play free for Man United. That's not going to happen, but that's the less important thing because I'm not going to fucking kill this deal because I want more money, no? Anyway.
It's crazy because we'd heard about it. Everyone was saying, they were signing a Mexican guy, a young striker. And automatically you think, Hugo Sanchez, what's he like?
Exactly.
And
no,
it was just like,
I wasn't very recognized international, nothing. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, nobody knew. And was like, and Jim Lawler, who I spoke to a lot, he obviously the guy who scouted you, I was like, what's he like? He said, Rio, this boy will score goals. That's all he said to me. He said, don't worry, he will score goals. So listen, let's rewind again. You came to Man United. Obviously, you came into a locker room that was full of like big characters, winners. Obviously, you was unknown quantity. How did you feel coming in there? And were you overwhelmed by any of that at all?
Not really, Rio, because you know me and you can feel it. And we played for 4 incredible years over there. And it was like, just be like a sponge.
You know what I realized with you is that when you came, a lot of players come into the club and they seem starstruck or a little bit like, for the first few months, it's like, I'm just working it out. Whereas you was very much like you came in, you was professional. You looked like you was all about wanting to improve and to show people why I'm here, why did the club bring me here, and I'm going to do everything I can. And you seem like a student of the game.
Exactly.
Your physical, the part of your game, you was in the gym all the time, nutrition, everything. You didn't really drink alcohol. You were someone who was very focused on doing what you've done. Yeah. And how did Sir Alex Ferguson help you in this time as well in your career at United? Because obviously Cristiano talks about him a lot, and Cristiano was a foreign player. Yeah. You was a foreign player yourself as well.
I think, look, that you brought Cristiano, and I don't want to compare myself with him, but what the words that he said in the way, in the warm figure that is Sir Alex with foreign players, or most of them like him, like Cristiano experience. He was like, every time that he do something, for example, with myself in halftime or after a game or whatever, in the next couple of days, he just he wants to make sure that I didn't take it impersonal. Yeah. He always told me like, I'm the manager there. So Alex, we can have drinks if you like drinks, we can like hang out or we can chat or whatever, you know, but in that part, you know him. Every single time in halftime, he's the first and the only manager that I've seen, and I haven't told this, but what is very important in his character. So I saw you, I saw Giggs, I saw even Scholes, not fighting, but like responding in a good way to get the best of the team, you know, to improve. In some games we were playing so bad. I remember Blackpool that luckily I come in and I score and I changed a little bit the game. But I remember that he took out, I don't remember who took out, and he shouted at him not in a bad way, and he answered in a way that it was fair. And then in the end, in the next day, you saw them chatting. Like, it was incredible, man. It was like very separated what is work and what is personal. I'm not doing this to just want to to make you feel bad. You know, Alex Ferguson doesn't want to make feel bad to no one. And he always knew, always, that it's incredible. And sometimes it's good for some players and bad for some players. He knew the most important thing was Man United. He was like it's part of luck, but it's not only luck. He knew how to choose the character.
I think you hit the nail on the head. He was a good judge of character. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, with some he can probably have the mistakes, and with some not. But he was like that. He judged the character pretty well. I didn't tell him that, but in my feeling, I just told him, boss, man, I love you. I cannot even be so thankful in the way. I'm not European. I'm Mexican. I'm the only Mexican in this club history, man. I'm one of you're retired, so I can say that I was one of the Fergie boys. Even if it was 4 years, man, I have more to be thankful that even if you choose to play Berbatov sometimes or Rooney or whoever instead of myself and use me more as a substitute because I was very good at that and not other ones. So you take the best out of yourself. So I think that's what I did.
Remember the header like this?
Exactly.
Oh, the best header I ever saw.
Man, and I really, and I don't want to speak like that, but it's funny because the people related to funny, and I understand it's funny because then the goal that I scored with in Chelsea in the Community Shield that I hit my head, I kicked the ball and I hit my head and went in. So yeah, it was like a very intuitive moment, that I just saw the ball and the goal is behind me. How I'm gonna put the ball into the net, but with a back head, and
it was crazy, man. Crazy.
It was crazy.
Your movement. We just spoke about your goals. You scored some incredible goals, but for me, what really impressed me, and we talk in the WhatsApp group we have, you're in there as well, and I speak to Fletcher and the guys offline a little bit, and when we talk about movement of strikers, and for me as a defender, strikers that are moving all the time, especially when the ball is wide, is a nightmare to play against. Who taught you how to move like this?
It's being how I'm going to beat that guy. How I'm going to take advantage of you. Even, and you can see me, even the workout sometimes, and I still do it. But and I'm going to say this, and people are going to complain, but it's like, even when in the fitness works, when they say, I'm going to go a little bit, when the fitness guys start 3, 2, when I hear 1, I try to get, because I know I'm beating you. I'm beating you. But the thing is, I'm going to maintain that, because if not, it doesn't matter if I not do it. So always in my mind is being like, try to be more clever, think ahead of someone. So in that moment, I was thinking like, let's do this movement of like, I'm coming to the ball and then I go back. And that depends. If the ball comes, great. If it doesn't come.
So you're talking about like opposite movements. So coming to the ball and then running.
Exactly.
So for instance, when someone like Carrick or Scholes have the ball, that's when you start to move like that. Who do you have the best relationships with like that for people to, when the midfielder gets the ball? Was that a trigger straight away for you then to start to come to the ball and then run behind immediately?
Yes. For example, in Manchester United, it was, because they were top players, nowhere because I was a special relationship. It's because it's to just take the hand off of all of them because they're world-class players. Carrick was one of them. But Carrick does it, and he did it with all strikers. From my point of view, Carrick is one of the most underrated players in history. Then Paul Scholes, obviously, well, because he's Paul Scholes. And then Giggs with Ryan, it was like, man, it was a relationship that you knew. For example, with Nani too. Nani gave me a lot of assists. The thing of Nani that he has, because he's in NNA, he's incredible. He likes to beat the player because he enjoys it. You knew it. He enjoyed taking players, even though that he knows he can do a early cross and it's better for himself even to have an assist. He likes to dribble. So, for example, another thing as well, how I'm going to get closer to score a goal if I go and receive the ball or I run in the back. That was another thing. It was in my mind always. What makes me put in a closer position to score a goal? In my point of view, running in behind. That was something that I always had. I had that since early days. A goal that I scored against Bolton, I did three movements against Cahill.
You didn't make just one move. You're making 2 or 3 movements. So you're going to go front post and come back, or you're going back, front, and then to get back again.
Because I want to attract the defender. It's like a trap. It was for me.
So you want to distract the defender, yeah?
I distract the defender, yeah. My movements depend of the defender.
That was one of my favourite goals against Cahill. What you done that day?
Mine too, man. Mine too.
Just for the movement. Because I was on the bench. I was injured, I think.
You were in the bench, yes. You were in the bench. Yes. Yeah, Johnny Evans playing that team. Yeah,
and I was sitting there, and I said to one of the guys, it might have been Louis Saha, I don't know, or Fletch or someone. I said,
No, it was Fletch and Chase, I think.
Yeah, and the ball went in the goal, yeah, and everyone was jumping. I said, please tell me you saw the movement. Please tell me you saw the movement. Because the normal fan in the stadium would not, they see the goal. When I saw the movement, I looked on the TV after the game. I said, no, this is different. This is like Ian Wright and these type of guys, the way you're moving is different.
Man, it was incredible. It was incredible. You brought strikers, all-class strikers. And you see that nowadays strikers, they're incredible and football is evolved. But I really feel that Icardi is one of those. I'm thinking, like I said, sometimes Aubameyang too, because of the speed he has. But for example, Griezmann is not that kind of striker. Mbappe is not that kind of striker. Suarez, from my point of view, not even Lewandowski. Suarez is that kind of he still have that old school movement strikers that I had, you know. I was more of movement than with the ball.
You won the Premier League, obviously, yeah? Can you remember that feeling, being a young boy from Mexico, as you spoke about coming here, and the celebrations? How was all that for you?
Now we can say, even though that we are the best club one of the greatest in the world, obviously, but we are the best club of England, even in trophies number, you know. So we beat Liverpool in that moment. So the 20th, remember you post the pictures in the coach, in the bus, and all people out, all the people hanging in this, I don't know how those things called. Yeah, it was crazy, man. So it was pure celebration that year. That year was incredible.
As a striker, who's been your best partner you've played with?
Man, it's you know what I want to say, and you're gonna say it's a typical Chicha's answer, but the thing is, one of the things that I want to say about myself is like, I knew how to play with Wayne, I knew how to play with Berba, even though that it looks that I did the same stuff that I normally do, and I knew how to play with Robin, for example. But with those three guys, man, in United. I mean, with Rooney, for example, especially with Rooney, you just go wherever you want to go because the ball probably is going to come. Or if not, he knows he's going to take your spot and he's going to score goals. It was incredible. Then for Berba, for example, I was taking advantage that he carried, like, not the responsibility of the pressure, but the defenders were more worried about him than myself. So it was like, oh my God. And then with Robin, even though we didn't play that much because, of course, Robin and Rooney played more together than with myself. But the time I played with Robin, and I felt it was like Robin was more of an all-around striker. Even though Rooney, of course, and Berbatov, but like more around because he could go into your back, Robin. He can go and comes to ask for the ball. He can go to the wings to try to dribble and ask for you for the ball. His movement was phenomenal. So with him too, it was, even with Robin, was easier because I just need to look at him and I knew he's going to the wing, so where I need to go. Now he's going in the back, so I need to help him attract defenders, so I create him the space and things like that, you know. So with those three, I think one of the good things that I did is I wasn't stubborn to do the same movements that I want to do just to benefit myself. I wanted to get the best out of them, and they can get the best out of me. That's one of the greatest aptitudes that I saw even when I went to Real Madrid with the top world-class players. They still do the same stuff that they always do, but the adaptability, it's key in football, you know, to the pitch, to the weather, to the ball, to the rival, to your teammate. It's key to adapt and to get the advantage in some way, you know.
You just touched on Real Madrid there. I was going to go on to that straight away after this. So you took me there nicely. How did that move come about? Because listen, I saw you as being a Man United player for longer than actually what it ended up being. And did you enjoy it there? Was it a dream come true?
It was a dream come true. And to be honest, and I'm always going to be a Red, we didn't ever have nothing personal, Moyes and myself, ever. But it was a mistake that they took him. It was a mistake, and that was the first mistake that it's still haunting. Not because of him. It's not him the figure. It was that manager. They thought they were going to take the replacement of the boss of Sir Alex so quick. That's impossible, man. That's not until now in the world. Even Guardiola and Klopp and and Mourinho, they're not in the level of Sir Alex yet. You know, they're in the way to try to get him. You know, or Cruyff, or those kind of managers. They're not there, but they're trying to achieve that. So, in my point of view, that changed some United careers that, I don't know how to say that, could have been better. You know, Rafael, myself, Welbeck, I don't know which other players, Fabio, too. A lot of players that we need to go away, to play, man, or to be treated
Do you
at
think
least.
Do you think they got rid of you guys too quick?
Yeah, definitely, for sure, man. And look, another thing. That's why, and this is my point of view. And it's like, for example, they brought David Moyes, and a part of his good or bad coach or his ideas, I'm not going to question that. The problem is, I don't understand really in this adaptability that I was speaking, and I feel I have it into the pitch in my life. It's like, how is possible that you are not that, it's not humble, like you are not that clever enough to maintain at least half of what you are succeeding, the guy who was before you, the way he was doing it, because he's the greatest of all time. I even went to speak to Sir Alex, because it's not that I was down in it, but it was like I had another option that it was going to be 100%, and I was going to be sold, not loan like Real Madrid. Yeah, we spoke about it, and he even told me the things that I was thinking. It's Real Madrid, man. Even if it lasts for 6 months, even if it lasts for 1 year, a Mexican guy go, and I could say this thing as well, even though that my career in United lasts 4 years and my career in Madrid lasts only 1 year. Man, I was one of the few that, like Van Nistelrooy, Beckham, Cristiano, myself, Michael Owen, you know, that you play for Real United and then you play for Real Madrid. It doesn't matter how was the order. It was, man, it's something incredible, you know, difficult to believe as well. 4 years. And look, in the way my last year, before I went to Real Madrid, went with Moyes, and I haven't played that much. I went even to the World Cup, and I didn't start in that World Cup. I didn't play that much because I wasn't playing in Man United.
I saw a big change in you in that year. I saw a big change. You spoke about earlier how you was very, you accepted if you was on the bench because it was explained to you and you could deal with it and you understood the situation.
And he wasn't United, man. I can accept the substitute in United. Yeah. You know, it's like I can accept it.
Under Moyes, you was different. I don't think you didn't appreciate being subbed the way he was there. What was the difference?
No, exactly. No, exactly. You hit in the nail completely. I didn't, because he was like, Sir Alex is telling me that one of his, not regrets, one of the things that he could change, or he will change if he leave again, was playing me more. And he told me he was going to speak with Moyes that one or two options, he needs to play more because he deserved it. He's this guy. He's a very important figure for Man United that I was, and everything in that moment. Even though that he's related about substitutions and stuff, he wants to play more game. He deserves more game time. I'm gonna speak with Moyes, or let him go. Let him go. You know, it's his time to fly in a good way. You know. So in that moment, Moyes and Woodward, they didn't do one of both things. They didn't play me that much, and they didn't even. I have an option to go after Sir Alex left. And they didn't let me, and then they told me, you're going to play, no? They didn't play me, and you saw me, I keep working, I keep doing the same stuff. We all kind of did, and we all kind of adapt to his idea of football and his mentality or whatever. And then in the winter, in January too, I have another opportunity to go, and they say no. And even in the end, in that moment, that's what I told you, that's why he lasted the 7 months he lasted, because he was so stubborn and he was so... Yeah, he didn't have that adaptability and that growth acceptance, you know, growth. It's not humbleness, it's just growth. Like, you need to grow to being United.
Going back to Madrid, which players impressed you there? Because you've been at Manchester United, you played in Mexico at the World Cup. In Real Madrid, which players there impressed you and you thought, wow?
I will say 4 players that they completely like... Yeah, they amaze me. Not because it's not something that you see for once, amaze you, and that's enough. But like, even the consistency, behavior, everything, like a more complete and general. And those 4 were Cristiano, definitely, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and Sergio Ramos. Those 4. Wow. And it wasn't a coincidence that it was, we call in Mexico that that the base of your team needs to be
The
like
spine,
that middle.
the spine.
The spine, exactly, the spine, you know, they were the spine. The goal scorer, the two midfielders, and the center back, you know.
What's the difference, Chicho, between the two clubs? Massive clubs, massive in Spain, massive in England. What is the difference? Is there a big difference between them?
I think it's the culture, Rio. I think the culture of like, and it's just a description. It's not something that I want to make less or make more any of the clubs, but it's a description that you know how the way of life in England is a little bit more calm, a little bit more close, a little bit more in that way. And Spain is like more like the Spain and Portugal are like the Latinos in Europe. It's more this culture. They're more open. They're more like exposed. I don't know, because in United, what I never felt in the outside that it was completely as massive as it really was, as it really is, Man United, you know. But you know, not many fans outside, not many press, not leaking news, not a lot. You can walk in Manchester, they respect you more. In Spain, they respect you, but they're more like in my country. They want things from you. You know, they want a picture. They want to grab you. They want to do stuff.
Who's your hardest opponent you played against?
Mascherano.
Mascherano, okay.
Yeah. And I never said it's the first time, but right now that I think when I play with Mascherano, man, because remember that he played as a center back too. He was that midfielder, a center back, man.
He's reading the game.
Exactly, better than me. For example, in that moment, he was like better, like one step ahead, for example. Or the things that I thought he was there, he was thinking the same thing, and it was like, man, like it's tough, you know, it's tough to beat. So from my point of view, Mascherano, definitely. So I play against him too in the national team.
So the proudest moment of your career?
Yeah, my debut, then my first goal in the national team, the Man United move, then the goals of Man United winning Premier Leagues, then the move of Real Madrid, then be the all-time goal scorer of Mexico, play for 3 World Cups and be the top goal scorer of all, like 4 goals in all the World Cups.
It's lucky when you can say so many like that, so that's good.
Man, I feel very lucky in that, yeah,
so
very lucky.
But in terms of managers, your biggest manager, like, going crazy at you?
When he was with the boss, and we were playing against the Newcastle. That had a lot of options, and he tried to make me like, you need to score, and I wanted like to set him. What do you want? Do you think I want to miss those options? I want to score them, of course. I want to miss them. And then I don't know if you remember, I scored a goal that they want to kick it out, and I just covered it, and they hit in my thigh, and they went in. I didn't even celebrate because I was completely pissed off. Anyway, that moment was one.
I have to say thank you very much, my old teammate Javier, Chicharito, Hernandez. It's been great to have you alongside us. Listen, we'll leave it on this note. My YouTube channel is called 5. I'm going to finish with one more question. Can you please name the best 5 players that you share the locker room with?
Goalkeeper David De Gea, Sergio Ramos, number 2. Then number 3, I need to choose between Carrick and Modric, man. I'll do Carrick, Wayne Rooney, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Good. I love it. I love it. Great 5-a-side team, that.
It's good, no?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
listen, man, thanks for your time. Appreciate you, man.
Bro, thank you very much for having me, really. And as you can see, I feel very comfortable speaking with you.
Special shout out to my old teammate, Chicharito. We had a great chat there. Listen, keep your eyes peeled. We've got more coming soon.